In today's video, as you can see from the screen behind me, I'm going to be talking about what it's been like to have worn this watch over 31 days. Now this is the CASIO DB-36 and I worn this watch in the month of August. Now in these sort of videos I like to get the watches out of my watch box, dust them off, wear them for a longer period of time and then get a real good overall opinion about what it's been like in terms of comfort, how I got on with the design, the legibility, the LCD display, the backlight, as well as the functions. Did I use some of the functions during that month and what was it like? And then what I like to do is give you my overall thoughts on this watch towards the end of the video. Now, just slightly separate to the norm, what I'm going to do in this video, I put out to the community if there was any questions that people had about this watch. And there was a few, to be fair. So what I'm going to do is at the end of this video, just after my overall thoughts, I'm going to answer a few of the more specific questions I've had on this digital watch. So the first thing to talk about, the CASIO DB-36, is comfort. So in terms of comfort, this has been a great watch to wear on the wrist. I really have enjoyed wearing it. It's one of those watches that kind of melt away really. It's a lightweight watch to wear in terms of 27 grams in weight, and you do forget you're wearing it, and it is a comfortable watch to wear. I had no problems in terms of the adjustment. I had no problems in terms of how it felt on the wrist. And if anything, I had no problems in terms of hand inhibition. And I really have enjoyed wearing this watch. And over the 31 days, you do get a good impression of how you get used to a watch and how long it takes you to get used to a watch. And if anything, I got used to this watch from day one, really. And by the end of the 31 days in August, I had no problems. And if anything, I kind of miss wearing it, really. It's been one of them watches I really have enjoyed wearing. Design wise, I really do like the look of this watch, and I've got to say it's got that nice sort of retro appeal to it while having all the functions that I'll talk about later built into this watch. It's obviously got its resin case, so obviously it's durable. It's a watch I didn't worry about wearing because of its durability and also because it is a used watch, so it's already picked up the odd knock and the odd bang and the odd scratch, so it meant that I could enjoy the watch more without worrying about it because it's already been knocked and banged and scratched. So it was a watch I really did enjoy wearing and obviously enjoyed looking at because I really do like the look of this watch. That LCD display I find easy to read. The layout is brilliant, and if anything, it's just got so much to it that really will help you in terms of functions and stuff like that. Now, decals wise, they don't stand out on this watch, which is a bit strange for Casio because they normally like to emblazon their watches full of decals saying illuminator and 10-year battery life, but they are quite small on this watch, and you've got a useful decal just underneath the date information just there indicating the 5 alarms that this has got built in. But as I say, LCD is very well laid out, it's very easy to read, and the size of the actual typeface used for the time makes this watch a very legible watch to wear. And also you've got a kind of a very nice dot matrixy typeface to the top of the watch, and also when you do fly through the modes you have a nice little graphic just indicating what sort of mode you're in terms of timer, stopwatch and dual time and alarms, etc. So it is a very nice watch for its size, and I really did enjoy wearing it and reading the time from it, which I found very easy indeed. Now, it does have a very small amount of ghosting, quite minimal in compared to some of the larger watches and some of the other digital watches I have worn. And I've got to be honest with you, this is probably one of the ones with the less ghosting and a watch that was easy to read at an extreme angle. And its LED backlight, brilliant. Makes the watch easy to read in darkness and semi-darkness. It's got that single green LED to the bottom left-hand corner, which makes this watch a very versatile watch to read the time during the day and during the evening. So I might as well talk about some of the features of this watch while I've just mentioned about the backlight. It's got 50 meters of water resistance, making it a very versatile watch to wear. It has a up to 10-year battery life from brand new. It's obviously the time is quartz powered, so it's got an accuracy of plus and minus 30 seconds per month. Auto calendar goes up to 2039. It will allow you to see the time in 12 and 24 hour formats. And the other thing as well, it's got a multi-language setup, which means you can change the watch in up to what will be 13 languages, which I'll just quickly state what they are. English, obviously, Portuguese, Spanish, French, Dutch, Danish, German, Italian, Swedish, Polish, Romanian, Turkish and Russian. So it is quite an adaptable watch depending on which part of the world you're in. So another great feature built into this watch. Now, as we talked about the features, might as well just go into the functions that are built into this watch. Functions wise, it's got the Telememo built into it, which allows you to store up to 30 data points, which will be a name and a telephone number really. So that name will allow you to go up to 8 characters and the telephone number will allow you to go up to 15 digits in terms of numbers. It's got 5 independent multifunction alarms built into it, which include a snooze function on alarm 1 as well as an hourly signal. So it's quite handy if you want to just keep pressing that snooze function. I think it allows you up to 7 times in which you can snooze this watch. It's got a stopwatch that will go up to 24 hours and that in terms of elapsed time, and also you can do a split time, and also you can do first and second finish times with this watch. And it's also got a countdown timer which will allow you to count down up to 24 hours as well, which is very handy indeed. And also it's got built into it dual time. So there's so much to this watch indeed. Now the only thing I will mention for the stopwatch and for the countdown timer in my use of using it over 31 days is that I found for the countdown timer and the stopwatch, you'd think these buttons on the front would do something, but unfortunately they didn't. It had to be the bottom right hand button and the top left hand button in terms of pushes that operated both those things. What the 2 front buttons allowed you to do in the countdown time was to adjust the actual value in which you can count down from. So just be aware of that fact. And that's it in terms of the function. So it is a very, very feature-packed watch. So overall, what's it been like wearing this watch over the 31 days that I did in August? I've got to say it's been a fantastic watch. It's been very comfortable on my wrist because it's lightweight, it's not too big, and also there was no form of hand inhibition and I just got on with it straight away. I found the LCD display very clear to read, very easy to get on with, and also very understandable in terms of the information layout. I wasn't hunting for any form of information, it was just straight away, it was just there, very easy to access. I found it was a great watch in terms of I did all sorts of timings with it over the month, and also sort of countdown and stuff like that. And I found it very easy to get on with. And for me, I would say, is it worth buying to wear on a daily basis? I would say a big resounding yes. It's so feature packed. It's got that 50 meters of water resistance, which is brilliant, making it a very versatile watch to wear on a daily basis. And I think if you want to use, say for example, the Telememo feature, I think it's a very easy watch to operate in terms of storing information. That may prove useful if you haven't got your mobile phone to hand or anything like that. So yeah, great watch and well worth considering, and gets a thumbs up from me. So what I thought I'd do towards the end of this video is just answer some of the viewer questions I've had regarding the CASIO DB-36. So here's the viewers questions part of the video, and this is towards the end of the video now, so I'll try and keep it quick and I'll try and keep it brief. So first question regarding this very CASIO DB-36 that I've got featured here. What is the data bank feature? How does it work? Does it somehow get data from an app, phone or computer? Hoping to see the backlight demonstration. And this was asked by a username Andrew's Tom Bohr 9318. I hope I got that right, Andrew. In terms of the actual operation of the Telememo, it is easy to operate. It is something you've got to just get your mind around, and once you do, it's very easy to, it's just like adjusting the variables like the time and the date or anything like that. But what I have done, and I hope this will help you, is I've put just a link in the description box below to the tutorial I've done on this very watch, and it does talk about how to operate the Telememo. Now, what I will say regarding the operation of Telememo, it's not connected to any smartphone, it doesn't have Bluetooth capability, and it definitely doesn't connect to any Casio app. So if that's like a deal breaker for you, then there are other watches out there that might be able to help you. But in terms of the DB-36, it is very much that the data is based on what you enter into the watch. Now in terms of the backlight, I'll just quickly show you here what the backlight looks like. And I've got to say, it's a cracking backlight on this watch. Single green LED, very easy to operate, very easy to use. And I'll be honest with you, it's fantastic being able to read the time during the darkened hours of what would be the late night or early hours of the morning. So I hope that's answered your question. The next one, and there's like a trio of questions that this gentleman or lady has asked, and it is, the username is hr.5390. So the first question he's mentioned is the saved data databank erased when the data runs out, and how to mute the watch. Now, I have checked about muting the watch, and you can't really. Now, in terms of taking the battery out and does it reset the watch, I can only speculate that it may, because knowing my luck, if I took the battery out of the watch that I got featured behind me, I'll probably break it, because I do have quite sausage fingers in terms of being a bit clumsy in terms of changing batteries. Even though I've done a few tutorials on different watches, I'm always a bit hesitant in terms of taking a battery out of a watch unless I really need to. So I would probably ask the Casio forums, but what I would say is when I have changed batteries in watches before, you do what's known as an AC reset, which I believe resets the module. So I can only hint at saying that it probably does. Now, the next question you've asked, what does the diamond shape indicate at the middle right side? It is visible in LCD test mode. Now, I'm quickly showing you what LCD test mode shows you just on this watch. And I've just put a ring round where I think you're referring to. And to my knowledge, I don't think it really refers to anything, because I've looked on the actual operation guide for this watch and it doesn't say anything about what that diamond represents. Now, to my understanding, that diamond was used in other watches, and that usually indicates that the auto light features on. So when you flick your wrist on auto light, the light will come on itself as opposed to you pressing the button when it's activated. But this watch doesn't seem to have it, and I have scoured through the operation guide and there's no mention of auto light, there's no mention of what that diamond does. So I'll be honest with you, if anyone can add in the comment or put in the comment section below what that diamond may mean for this watch, then please say. But otherwise, to my knowledge, I don't really think it refers to anything. And finally, what you were saying in terms of the questions, the third question you asked, among the DB-36, DW291, AE1600H and WS14H, which one is your most like one? Now, I do have quite a lot of those watches except for one of them, which is the WS1400H, and I did look at that watch, and I've got to say that watch does pique my interest in terms of getting hold of one for the channel. But if I was to just not include that watch, because I haven't reviewed it as such, I do like the look of it, but I haven't reviewed it. Out of those ones, I've got to say, in terms of having it on my wrist for comfort and just to forget about it being on my wrist, DB-36, I really did enjoy it. The other ones are bigger watches, and they are watches that I found I had to get used to in terms of what you've written here, the DW291 and the AE1600. I did find that I had to get used to them over a certain period of time, but once I got used to them, easy on, easy off, not a problem at all. And for me, I don't know, they're really hard, because the DW291 has got a nice, I don't know, industrial feel to it, while the AE1600 is a real good looking watch. So out of the two, if I had to choose, I'd probably go for what would be the AE1600, but just edges it out over the DW291, because they are both fantastic watches. So that's my answer to that question. And again, thank you for asking them three questions. And finally, and you'll be glad to know, finally, a person or a username under AB-LH7TT, which year does the calendar go up to? And that's an easy one to answer, which is 2039. And interestingly, that's only about 14 years from now. So I don't know what's going to happen then. I've looked at what Casio suggested when the actual date ranges run out, and they do say you have to set the watch to a date where all the dates will align with the year that you're in. So that'll be interesting when that starts to happen in 2040, etc. But there you go. That's all the questions, that's all the features and the functions, and what my overall thoughts on this Casio DB-36. And I hope it's helped you in some way formulate whether it is a watch for you, because I have really enjoyed wearing this watch over the 31 days that I did wear it. So I hope this video has helped you, and if it has, then please click on the like button, always helps the channel. If you want to see more videos from the We Try Anything channel, then please click on the subscription button below. And thank you for watching this video, and I look forward to seeing you next time. Goodbye.